One of the biggest things that I've learned in college as well as workplace is that there are all kinds of people in the world. And it's really painful if you're forced to work with someone that you just don't like. As if merely getting things done is not hard enough. Which is why if you find yourself being really stressful and overwhelmed, the first thing you really need to do is to take a goddamn break. Which is what I'm doing right now, with my full makeup on. Taking breaks is really essential because you can only deal with work when you're in a rational state. What you need to do first at the moment is to find a safe space and release all your anger and stress. If you are carrying all these stressful feelings and wounds to your project, things will never turn out right. And after doing that, the thing you can try to do is to identify your triggers. Is it their character, their working ability, or their attitude that makes you upset? There was a time when I was working a creative group project and I realized I would get really anxious, frustrated near one of the members. At first, on the surface, I thought I just didn't like the way they communicate because they always bend my ideas and thoughts. But once I've tried to dive deep and find out my triggers, I realized I was actually jealous of their background since most of the members were working or studying while doing that project. The fact that they can invest all their time because their family was supporting them is my source of jealousy. And that's really okay, you know. Very often it's irrational. You don't have to feel embarrassed about it because you don't need to tell anyone. Most of the time, the frustration and anger is the manifestation from your past wound. So after identifying your triggers, the thing that you can do is to adjust your expectation. By doing that, first, you need to let go of your perfectionism. I've mentioned this multiple times in my last video, which is you need to bear in mind that everyone has a unique perception. People may not give a shit about what you value the most. So your definition of perfect is never going to be the same with all of your members. And the thing about teamwork is that it's never perfect. The second thing you can ask yourself is that what was your expectation on the outcome and are they still realistic? Everyone has their limits, including yourself. And the fact that you are now feeling frustrated and anger is the signal of yourself that you need to adjust your expectations. After reviewing your initial expectation, the next thing you should ask yourself is that what is your expectation in terms of your involvement? Even though this project means so much to you that you are 100% committed to it, don't expect others to be the same. And especially in the current situation where some of the members are already bothering you, maybe you need to adjust your level of commitment and involvement in order to prevent yourself from burning out. I don't think there is a single project in the whole universe that is more important than your mental health. So after reviewing those questions, you will gain much more clarity in terms of what problem you're facing. So moving on, you can start thinking about what actions are needed. And that is in what degree you can change or you can communicate this problem with them. Which is why now I'm moving on some communication tips in group projects. First, before you communicate, sharp tools make good work. It is really important to look at your rationale and arguments. Like, are they reasonable? If they are not realistic, there's really no point in communicating. In case you're not sure if it is realistic to them, you need to organize and consolidate the reason and logic behind so that you might have a chance to convince them. If some of you are familiar with corporate communications, you might heard of a theory called KKK, and the K stands for Kiss, Cake, Kiss. Basically, the theory is asking you to put good news or some positive words at first, following by your opposed opinion or bad news, and finally leave the door open for future opportunities. I've seen lots of people using the same technique in group communication. They kind of say something nice. I really see what you mean, but then they will spill out their genuine opinion. Personally, I'm not a fan of this technique. What I find more effective is that you actually spend time listening their point of view and try to paraphrase and rephrase their logic. In this way, people will actually feel more respected because instead of waiting to make your speech, you're genuinely listening to them. And it definitely provides a very good foundation for you to discuss and negotiate. And when you guys are trying to find a common ground, it is always useful to stress your common goal. For example, you can say something like, I'm suggesting this only because I want things to go smoothly. Or, I want the project to go well as much as you do. Try not to make this personal, even though deep down you absolutely hate them, and focus on the work instead. Finally, after you communicate, honor yourself and reward yourself for trying, no matter what the outcome is. Also, it is completely fine if you quit trying because you think it takes too much effort and you just don't care anymore. In this case, what I'll do is that I will just invest my minimum effort that corresponds with my responsibility. At the end of the day, it's your life and you have the power to choose what projects, what people, what things matters to you. Let me know what you think in the comment section and leave a dolphin emoji in case you're finished watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!